All right.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. We are back with another episode of the Third Banner Pod. I am Kyle, better known as the Third Banner. I have with me tonight Connor, Ross as usual, and I've got Ty as well. And fellas, it has been a week. Ross, I'm digging the background, man. I am digging
I
the
love the
background.
background.
Wait a
Ross.
minute.
I love it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What was that? Oh, wait a minute. Brohm just got another one? What is that?
Man, I'm telling you guys, as much as Eric Musselman, we call him the portal king in basketball. We've got the portal king in football. Jeff Brohm is a portal king. He's undefeated, man. He is here. Hold on. Let me put this ticker on the bottom. You see that? What's that say down there? It says Jeff Brohm is the portal king. Hold on. Portal king. You are the portal king. You are the portal king, sir.
Jeff Brohm, first of his name.
And that's not even first. One of those long, like 50-second intros like they do on Game
Breaker
of
of
Thrones.
Chains.
And he's killing it, not just in the portal. He's getting high school dudes, but it's just being overshadowed because of what he's doing in the portal. So that's where we're definitely going to have to start. I mean, we may get a commitment during this podcast, and I'm not even kidding. We may get two. I mean, I just hope we go over everybody tonight that we've gotten in the last week or so, because I'm not sure I can keep up with all these dudes. Go ahead, Connor. Go ahead.
Ennis got 3 during his show today.
Wow. It pays to be on at the right time. Prime time spot. Shout out to Mark Ennis and the drive.
What? We got another one.
I listen to it sometimes on my way home from work. All right, so let's talk about some of these commitments. So today alone, today is opening day in Indiana for turkey hunting season. So I get up, put my camo on, 5 a.m., and I decide, you know what? Let me check the cord. Let me just check the Discord, make sure I didn't miss anything. Holy shit, Keith Brown just committed. Oh, my God. And he committed at 2 a.m., so all the third shifters were ready for it. I was not. That's the guy I have wanted the most. Linebacker out of Oregon, top 100 high school player in a position of need. He was competing for starter position in Oregon. So it's incredible to wake up to that. And I just knew right then, I was like, this is going to be an effing day, man. This right here is going to be the day. And so we end up getting Storm Duck from North Carolina, who went to Penn State. Didn't really stick around. We thought we were going to get him earlier in the year. He went to Penn State. I was bummed, but he's in the chamber now. Who else we get today, guys? We got the guy out of Robinson, out of Houston. Lance Robinson, 6'4", 290-pound lineman. Started, I think, 10 or 11 games last year for Houston. Played really well. Knocked it absolutely out of the park today. Who else am I missing?
Sean Boykins.
Sean Boykins, best player in Kentucky right now.
Number 1 player in the state.
And for the number 1 team in the state, we are back. I don't care.
We are.
I know we got to prove it on
back.
the field, but we're back, baby.
Hey, and he's out of North Hardin too. I mean, that's
he's right out, and hey, Kentucky wasn't recruiting him. Kentucky wasn't recruiting him.
Wasn't recruiting.
Yeah, they weren't going to take him.
He wasn't a take. He didn't eat ice cream good enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Morrow had a visit. He had a visit scheduled on Monday, and after he came to the spring game on Saturday, he canceled it.
Oh yeah, he was just coming to tell me what to take. That's what it was.
Yeah. He was coming to be friendly to Jeff, saying like, "Hey man, like he's not really a take for us, so." Big crime dog, we're not gonna take him. So you can have him if you want it.
Now, hey, we've got some dudes that we were in some desperate after watching the spring game.
Thing of the year is
oh no!
What is that?
What is that? Okay,
I think that was another commitment coming in.
We got another one.
Oh man. Okay, so we've addressed so spring game. The offensive line, I was like, man, we need some help there, like out of everywhere. Well, we've definitely addressed that this week, and we may have more on the way. So I guess, who are you guys most excited about that's committed in the last week? I'll start with you, Ty. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. The Storm Duck news was really, really intriguing to me. Like I thought that was awesome to get him. I thought, like you said, we thought we were going to get him early in the transfer portal season. Goes to Penn State. I don't really know what happens. Doesn't work out there, and now we get him. I thought that was great. He's going to be an excellent addition to our corner room and our defensive backs. Can we get another one here, Ross? Are we getting another?
That was a storm, baby.
That was a storm.
The storm.
And then Keith Brown. I mean, you said in the middle of the night, Keith Brown. That's going to help our linebacker room. And when we talk about the spring game, first off, I want to say it's a spring game. It's a glorified scrimmage. There's going to be probably some overreacting, perhaps, but I thought our linebackers were actually impressive in the spring game. And then you add Keith Brown to that group. That's going to be a pretty scary group. Stanquan had an amazing night. I thought he was great. TJ Quinn got in there. And Jackson Hamilton, I thought looked really good too. So, like I said, the spring game, we thought the linebackers going in might be a weakness, but I thought they had a good night. And then you add Keith Brown to the mix. That's impressive, really. Jeff is killing it right now.
Yo, Ashley Finn, Ash in the house. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I can't wait to get Ash back on hosting. He's got the host voice. I don't have the host voice. I don't have it. I'm just.
Yeah. Anybody want Ash has a nonprofit that he has started, and he's been doing a lot of work with that. So he's still here, but he's just been extremely busy. He's got some big things coming up on that. So
I believe it's called Opportunity Through Sport. So check it out.
Absolutely.
If I'm
Connor,
wrong, Ash.
I'm a client.
Trevor, thanks for joining, buddy. Which one of you? Not me. No,
we're not getting into that until the end, Trevor.
We're not getting into that. No, he asked which one of us is Cardnatic, which is a guy who posts on the board. Not me. All right. So what about you, Connor? Who are you most excited about that's committed to us within the last week or even within the last day?
He hasn't committed yet, but he got a nice little wink from Jody.
Eric
Miller.
Purdue offensive lineman.
Give me a 6'7", 305 left tackle.
Who doesn't play point guard.
That played in the Big Ten. When you need somebody to protect a quarterback.
Hey, when you said 6'7", Kenny Payne, he just the hair on his back stood up, man. He was ready.
Hey,
he's calling it. Kenny Payne's joined the chat, seeing 6'7". That's his favorite number. All right, Ross, what about you, man? Who's your guy?
I am.
You gotta pick one.
I was on record last week saying that we needed linemen. So, we were talking last week. Who do we think would be the biggest get? And I said getting Wyckoff. It was the guy I really wanted. And I don't know if we're going to get him. That's fine. Brohm got 2 solid O-line additions, 3 actually. Got Willie Tyler, got Lance Robinson, and who's the other guy we just got today?
The kid from Duquesne.
Lumia.
Lance Robinson we got today.
Yeah. I thought there was another lineman we got today, though.
Lance Robinson out of Houston.
We also have
the other day.
Jimmy Williams, the class of 24 from American Heritage, but he was 2 days ago or yesterday.
I want the beef, man. Like it all starts up front. Coming away from that spring scrimmage, it was clearly obvious the defense is ahead of the offense. Brohm and the staff told us that was going to be the case, and it was pretty obvious that we do need help on the O line. So I'm with Connor. It looks really good on the Eric Miller front. I was actually watching some tape of him before we came on. I was watching him against Minnesota. It looked like he went out like towards the beginning of the second quarter or something. But he's big. I think he could. I'm not sure if he played with most power, but he's going to be exactly what we need. I think getting a player like him will allow us to possibly move some guys into better spots on the O-line, and also, which will in turn also give us depth. You just have better fits. So
I'm with you, Ross. Eric Miller's my guy. If he commits, but since he hasn't, I will go with who has, and everybody, you guys already know I'm all about the Keith Brown, man. I've been dying. I was getting paranoid. I hadn't heard anything for a while. Eric Miller is definitely the priority for me, like between those two, if I had to only pick one. But the truth is we need both of those guys. And since Eric Miller, you have not committed yet, I'm going with Keith Brown. We definitely need a linebacker. I wasn't too disappointed at all in the way the linebackers played in the spring game, although, again, like Ty said, glorified scrimmage, can't take too much away either way sometimes. And we do know we need depth, if nothing else. But I do think we need an impact guy. I think he can be this for us. Granted, he wasn't a starter at Oregon. He was competing to be a starter this year, though. So he only had 1 year, though. So you think his trajectory would make him, based on his ranking, as long as he's living up to his potential. Keith Brown's going to be a beast. I love the footage I saw of his high school huddle film, and I think he's going to be great, man. I'm so excited we got him in the fold. I was afraid he would take other visits. I do think Storm Duck is a big acquisition as well on defense, and we needed some help in the defensive backfield. Eric Miller would be absolute beast. I also think Brady Allen. Now I know Ross last week disagreed with me and Josh. We said that we didn't really need to take another quarterback, but that was also before Caleb Johnson decommitted. And even though I wasn't super high on Caleb Johnson
just went to the portal. He didn't decommit.
Well, you know what I mean. Okay, technicalities aside, we don't need your logic and rationale.
All right, Connor, you're done. You're done.
You know what I mean. He's gone.
Technically, guys.
Well, it opens up a scholarship.
He's gone. Brady Allen, but listen, Brady Allen, I think would be like, we need a solid backup quarterback. I don't know Brock Doman. He looked decent in the spring game. I don't know if he gives you enough though. Or I want to know, like, if Jack Plummer unfortunately gets hurt, I want to know there's a dude I trust back there who can, if nothing else, even if he's not Jack Plummer good, he can be consistent. And Brady Allen, I mean, maybe he's not, because he was a freshman last year, didn't get much playing time, but he has the potential. He has more potential than anybody else back there. And I'll even throw Pierce Clarkson into that. And he has another year of experience on top of Pierce. So I think Pierce will be ready more next year, as long as he stays healthy, gets a year under his belt. But I would really like to see, I've already done a 180 on last week with the quarterback thing. I do think we need another quarterback. And Brady Allen, Jody Demling said to watch him. He's a guy to watch. Jody says that, and then if he follows up again and says, like, hey, keep a really close eye on him, that usually means they're about to commit. He hasn't gone that far yet. He said he didn't know if Brohm would reach out, but he assumed he would. I know he's close with Brohm, so it probably won't take him long. If he probably already knows by now if he is or not. But
hell, he probably called him right as soon as he went in the portal.
Yeah, I think Brady Allen would be a great kid. There was rumors that he was considering coming here anyway, and I don't know if those were substantial rumors or if that was just an assumption because Brohm left Purdue. But I know when Sat was poaching our guys, I was like, are we going to get anybody from Purdue, or do they all just hate Jeff Brohm or something? But here they come.
Now it's happening. You mentioned the quarterback position in terms of the spring game. You know, Jack had his moments. I feel like the offense was really just limited by how poor the offensive line played, which was shocking to me. I didn't think it would be that bad, and I thought the offensive line was actually pretty bad all night long. But Jack had his moments. I thought Brock also had some nice moments. But again, you're looking at depth for the quarterback position, right? Evan Conley hasn't played in 2-3 years. I mean, I'm not sold that Conley is going to be able to step in and play.
He didn't have a great spring game either. I was kind of disappointed. I don't know, but I still got some faith in him, just based on kind of things we're hearing behind the scenes about where his head's at and everything. So I'm still high on him. As far as being a backup, I don't want him starting.
I would still like to pursue Brady Allen just because I think it would add another quality depth piece and someone that you could possibly go with in the future.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get to see any of Pierce, and of course Caleb entered the portal. He didn't have all that impressive. I was a big Caleb Johnson fan coming out of high school, man. I really was a big fan of his. He did not have that impressive of a spring game. He had one throw that caught my eye, but other than that, it was just very meh.
Yeah, he underthrew a lot of receivers. Lot. Like I said last week, okay, like I said, Brohm is not the type of guy, and this is not the type of staff that is going to just hand a job to anybody. This staff's reputation and Brohm's reputation, and the Brohms are built on, quarterbacks and quarterback development. So as much as Pierce Clarkson can be the future, they're not going to give him the job. They're going to make him earn it.
Nor should they.
Absolute right. And, I don't believe in really handing. I've always believed in, that competition, makes for stronger results. So, getting somebody here to push Pierce would be extremely, that's a good thing. Like any real competitor wants to have competition, they don't shy from it. So I think Pierce is that guy. I know people have things to say about a lot of players these days that they use the portal and everything to get out and run from competition. But I'm still a firm believer that there's a lot of alphas out there that don't run from that, and they will take charge. And I think Pierce is going to be one of those. So I think as long as Pierce earns it, he's gonna be right there. It is unfortunate that he didn't get any reps in the spring game that I saw. We stayed to about, I think it was like just under 4 minutes to go, and they didn't put him in on that last series, and so we were like,
he's not healthy.
Well, I know, but he was dressed, and
yeah,
there was a chance. We were waiting to see it, but so I guess they just did.
Was to run him through warm-ups, let him have an actual warm-up, see how he feels, and go from there. And then it started pouring, so they didn't want it to put him in the rain.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a foot toe injury, and it's sloppy field. I mean, that's maybe not the best opportunity to throw somebody out there. So, I mean, I get it. It's just unfortunate that he got hurt. He enrolled early and then gets hurt,
We just all wanted to see him. We wanted to see what he could do. There's been a ton of hype. So
Doc says Allen would be a fantastic pickup. He's absolutely right. And then he says Johnson was Pete Thomas's first recruit after being named quarterback coach.
No, imagine that.
If he ends up there at Cincinnati. I would be shocked for Caleb Johnson. Why would you go there is my question. You didn't do anything under Scott Satterfield and that staff here at Louisville. Go somewhere with a guy who can teach quarterbacks. I mean, we have 5 years of Satterfield experience. Is it 5? Was he here 5 years?
4.
We have 4. Sorry, it felt like 10.
Felt like 20. I mean,
it felt like twice as long.
We have 4 years of Satterfield experience with quarterbacks, and he had the same quarterback who had already been here 2 years. So it's like, no, and nothing happened. We didn't get anybody. Caleb Johnson, go anywhere but there, man.
It was scary, bro.
Or switch positions. If you're going to go Cincinnati, don't go there as a quarterback to learn under him again.
And
don't make the same mistake twice, man.
Doesn't Cincinnati have like a top 100 quarterback that plays?
Cincinnati loaded up on quarterback.
I don't think he'll go there. I don't think he's going to go there.
That's just weird because we could never find one to even push Malik for competition while the SOB was here.
No, couldn't possibly give Malik any possible competition, but he gets
shucks. It's them Skyline bucks.
I'm not reading that one. I'm not reading that one, Travis. It's funny though. All right, moving on. So hey,
I think I see it.
See, every time I get on the message boards, there's something new. So Jody's got the Joseph Stone. Jody's got a 4-star receiver. Joseph Stone is supposed to visit on campus soon.
Is that the LSU kid?
No, this is a high school kid. Oh, he is committed to LSU, but he's still his dad
He's
is from
committed to
Louisville.
LSU and visiting here.
Yes, and he's a 4-star
Jesus.
receiver, and his dad is from Louisville, so there is a connection. Jody says he may have even been born here. He doesn't know though, but there's a connection, and we know, hey, MGK, Louisville connection. We almost got Billy Bishop, but he ended up.
I wonder
going
who his dad is.
But,
Ross probably knows his dad.
Hope it's
I probably know his dad.
I hope it's not Keon Minifield's dad or same.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, you're done.
No, listen. I'm not making fun of Keon Minifield's dad to verify. There was a guy on one of the boards that said the only reason we didn't land Keon Minifield is because his dad was in jail in Kentucky, and so he didn't like the state of Kentucky or something ridiculous. That's why I thought it was funny, because I was like, that is not why we didn't land Keon Minifield. Come on, man. Like, his dad was in jail the whole time he was considering us. It's not like he all of a sudden figured it out like a day before he was going to commit and then just like pulled the rug out. Like, come on, man. So that's what I meant. No shade, no shade. Trevor said Ross has met everybody. Yeah, Ross knows everybody.
Ross,
I don't need a stranger.
Dad?
No, I didn't have any run-ins with him. I mean, hell, I could have, but not that. I mean, we could have kicked it and drank some beer over God knows where, but I don't know, man. No, not that I'm aware.
All right, so. Besides Eric Miller, who are you all? Because we all want Eric Miller to commit next, right?
Yeah.
If we get you, okay. Who's number 2? Who's your second guy on your list? High school or transfer portal that you're like,
well,
that we have a serious shot with? Go ahead, Rob.
I actually would put this guy over Miller. Okay, after the 4-star tight end, Mesmer.
Okay.
Mesner.
He's committing Friday.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Eastern Daylight Savings Time.
I mean, we're just gonna, if you're here, you're hearing it now. We're just gonna say it. Discord's calling their shot. He's committing to the Cards on Friday. We got a little bit of news. So
over that team down the road.
Ty, you got some information.
Over Kentucky.
I have his profile pulled up if you want to share that.
Let's
share away.
Let's see it. So for the people
take the overlay.
It looks like a mess. Let me see if I can fix that on the overlays.
Yeah, take that overlay off.
Brand overlay.
Disregard that crystal ball prediction to Michigan State.
Yeah, I don't know if Michigan State's even in the finalists, right?
Yeah, they are. They're in the top.
They're
in the top 5.
There's 4 teams. It's us, Kentucky, Michigan State, and
Ole Miss.
There we
Ole
are.
Miss, yeah.
All right, so there we are. Dylan Mesman, Michigan kid, composite 4-star tight end, and he makes a decision Friday at 6. And we're thinking, what are we thinking? We thinking Louisville?
Oh, I'm thinking Louisville.
Does Jeff Brohm even lose at this point?
You heard it at 8:25 Central Time on Wednesday night.
Yeah, on the 26th day of April in our year of Lord 2023. It's going down Friday, the 28th.
I think
Ross,
he's going to come.
Ross, my brother in Christ.
I don't have info. I just assume that we're landing everybody. And until Jeff Brohm and the staff prove they can't land these kind of dudes, I just assume if they're choosing between us and somebody else, it's us.
You know who would really do some damage for us? Get that Montana kid from Colorado that went in the portal.
Yeah, he probably don't want to compete with Thrash and those boys, but that'd be nice.
I don't know who that is.
I'll tell you one that I'm excited for.
He led the spring game, Ross. He led Colorado in the spring game in receiving yards and turned around and entered a portal.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know his name, but yeah.
It's all planned. That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, it's all
Deion told all these guys to leave.
Yeah, and Deion's not letting them have any practice tape.
Oh, what's that? Oh, you got rid of
I'm switching. I'm going to switch slides here. I have someone that I'm looking forward to if we can possibly land. And I think Jody reported that he is coming.
Oh, wait
to
a minute!
visit.
There's another Colorado player just gone in the portal. That's 18,572 players.
Yeah, that
I
doesn't.
think I saw they have 18.
I just wanted that to get out there.
That doesn't surprise me.
All right,
If you
Ty,
want to
what we
pull up
saying
our other
there?
slide, we have Marcus Washington, the corner transfer, just entered the portal from Georgia. Anytime you can
man.
get a Georgia player, I'm all in.
Look at those ratings, bro.
Oh,
94 composite.
Could you
By the way,
imagine
guys,
him?
a 94 composite is like a 4-star on steroids. That's not like a low tweener type 4-star, like high 3, low 4. That's a solid 4 right there. And they have all the best schools coming after him.
If you could get a guy like Marcus Washington, like I said, coming out of Georgia, man, anytime you can get a Georgia transfer, I'm all in.
With Storm Duck and Cameron Kelly.
With Storm Duck and
MGK.
MGK. Yeah. The defensive backfield would be set for a good amount of time if you could get
not
a kid
the one
like
with the
that.
kill shot either. All right. Hey, I don't know though. That seems like a loaded. Like it almost seems like too many people. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you really think this guy's going to come here and compete?
No,
with all that?
There's no such thing as too loaded because
I mean, from his point of view, his perspective.
I mean, if you're good, you're good. Like you can play anywhere. I mean, I just say that, kids like that, they pick out of high school, they pick Ohio States and they pick Georgia's and Alabama's and everything else, they go in Clemson, they go into those same situations. So like, I think this is just something that we're going to have to get used to. This is going exactly how I thought Brohm would be able to do it. I know people question his recruiting, but I never did.
You thought it would be this good? I mean, I admit he's doing way better than I thought he'd do, but still, even like you guys.
I
wouldn't have guessed it was this good.
All my group of friends, I'll tell you, like I was pretty high on the Brohm hire because I knew that he would have all the connections. He would win over everybody that we need with deep pockets to get them back in the fold and get them serious and take Louisville football and take Louisville NIL to that next level. So I had that much faith, and maybe I set myself up for disappointment, but looks like it looks like not just me, hell, all of us, like we're enjoying the ride right now, man. I mean,
it's dudes from Georgia. I don't care if he was second, third. I don't care if he was Georgia's water boy. I'd take the water boy on the team. Hell, we need a kicker.
Ty, what idiots? What idiots?
UFL248 would love to finish the portal.
Couldn't be us, baby. Couldn't be us.
Tackle. I'm with you, UFL248. Is that Chris?
That's Chris.
All right, I'm with you, Chris. Tight end, defensive tackle. That'd be huge, and a kicker. Oh,
we need both.
There it is, right there. Oh, and a punter. That's what you wrote after. Do we have room in the secondary? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we do.
Tron, thanks for I have an erection that has lasted longer than 4 commitments. Come on, Tron. That's pretty good, man.
The ectoplasma.
I'm jealous as a fellow dad joker that sometimes goes a little dark. That's right my lane right there. All right, Travis Wright, any word on a tight end? Well, we talked about the 4-star guy for 24. I don't know. Are we in on any portal tight ends that we know of right now? I haven't heard of.
What about the Miami dude? Are we still?
No, we're out on him. We passed on him, which I'm all right with, to be complete. No.
Speaking of out, the Cleveland Cavaliers are officially out of the 2022-2023 NBA playoffs. Just want to make that known.
No, you're done.
While we're here,
I don't know.
And let me ask, the Jets are going to the playoffs too.
Hey, listen, it's a good day being a New York sports fan. I'm telling you.
Whatever. I don't want to talk about it. All right, Neil.
Today too, baby.
I think Neil has much more important feedback. Let's see what he says. I'm really salty about Donovan. Hope we don't lose any starters by Sunday. Damn it, Neil. Why do you got to be that way? I don't even think about people going to lose, man.
Shut up, Neil. We don't want to hear that.
Jesus Christ.
Neil, you're supposed to save me from the Knicks trolling.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nothing's
Brohm
going to save you from the Knicks.
Brohm going to win a ship here and head back to the XFL. How would you feel? Okay, hypothetically, I love hypotheticals, especially ones that are not going to happen. That's why I like listening to Rutherford as well, because he throws these out here all the time. How would you feel? Like Brohm leads you a championship. You're on like a cloud 10. You skip cloud 9 because you're on cloud 10. And then he just like the very next day, kind of like how Bobby Petrino right after Orange Bowl just took off to the Falcons, but that actually made sense. The very next day, he takes an XFL job.
If he wins us a championship, I'll be okay with it. I'd be like,
I'd be okay.
That's fine.
I'd be okay, but I'd be like,
as long as he goes to the Battle Hawks, that's my team.
I'd be so confused, man.
The Battle Hawks might be an NFL team by then.
They might be. We might have to demote the Houston Texans.
Oh man! All right, let's see. Ross sat outside, cried, and got drunk when we didn't get Brohm. I think he means last time, or no? We almost did get him last year, didn't we?
Yeah, it was It was just over a year ago. Seems like a lot's happened since then. Yeah, man.
That first time.
That Sarah McLachlan and like one-eyed, three-leg puppy song was playing in my head for about 36 hours.
Oh man, that very first time, I thought we were getting him. He stayed up. He stayed up
for just $4.5 million a year. You could save the Louisville football program.
I can say. I already read Neil's stupid comment down there.
So I can answer Doc's comment. Renato Brown is moving to guard. We don't need another portal guard.
No,
I agree.
Basketball, then
not
we would love
football.
Different sport we do, but not for football.
No, correction. Get Eric Miller, then slide Renato inside.
Yes.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Well, get Eric Miller, which I think we're going to get. Yes, and I'm in full support of that move. I've thought Renato Brown was always a natural.
Who was slotted to start at the tackles?
Renato and probably Michael Gonzalez.
Okay, so Miller's going to step in and take one of those spots.
It's like Ty's got video footage he's trying to upload. What's going on, Ty?
I had some Storm Duck highlights if we wanted to.
We're hosting a Florida State offensive lineman this weekend.
What? He probably just committed.
He's a 3-star. Played in all 13 last year.
Right, let's see what
he's
6'5",
302.
Ty's got Storm Duck highlights.
Boy, are they pretty highlights, man.
You know what the good thing about highlights is? It seems like they always do really well.
Yeah, they're always at their best.
Jody said, I would wait a few more days until we do O-line depth charts.
Man, okay, so for people not able to watch like later on Spotify and Apple and Google and all that, I don't know. All right,
no, I'm so looking forward to that Kentucky game. I can't wait.
Oh, me either, man.
I'm so ready.
I am ready. All right, Connor is MIA. Probably had to soil his pants after seeing we were going to get another offensive line visitor from Florida State. He just couldn't handle. He couldn't hold it anymore, and went right through the pins. The yellow on the pin turned blue.
Got to work on those Kegel exercises.
I know it. All right, well, so that being said, guys, is there anything else football related we want to talk about before we switch over to some basketball somewhat updates?
I mean, it is a hell of a birthday week for Jeff Brohm. That's all I can say. Happy birthday, Coach Brohm.
Before we talk about basketball, let's just mention the baseball team going to Lexington and winning 7-0 after losing 3 straight to Duke.
Yeah. Props to men's baseball you've struggled a little bit, but hey, you won the biggest one. So
yeah, and it's sometimes it's hard to gauge those middle of the week games because both teams aren't throwing their studs out there. But it was nice to see that our bullpen, our mid relief was able to recover and get some get a little bit of momentum in their favor back. And Cade did what he needed to do to close it out there. So I was pretty happy that's a Kentucky team that can really, really hit the ball, and to like blank them on the scoreboard I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. So
who is Briggs?
What do you mean? Who's Briggs?
Briggs is on campus and would have to figure if they do add another like Briggs.
Oh, he's a Texas Tech guy. He's Texas Tech offensive lineman. We went from having hey, we need 3 offensive linemen. Hey, we're gonna be like Deion Sanders up in here, just be like, hi, bye.
Jeff is taking all your offensive linemen. Just to wrap up the football talk real quick, and I wanted to talk a little more about the spring game. I just wanted to ask you all who impressed you from the spring game, and just give our final wrap up to that.
Other than Stanquan?
Anybody that impressed you? I mean, there was a couple standouts. Like I said, I thought TJ Quinn had a great night. I thought TJ Quinn had an awesome night. And Stanquan had a great night. It was good to see Jamari in there a little bit. Hey, Jamari, my brother. We gotta lose a little bit of weight, but my God, whenever he does, he's gonna be a stud. He looks the part. Just get him trimmed up. He's gonna look the part, and he's gonna be great.
My guy William Foles had a solid game.
He did have.
Doc says Maurice Turner, and yeah, that's a good. Maurice, but we've heard he's been showing out all spring, so
yeah,
good to see, man. Neil says he feels sorry for Brohm's wife this week. Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
I don't
know. Brohm's so incredible. He might. Never mind. All right.
Stay on topic. Keep our minds out of gutter. I was going to say TJ Quinn on the defensive side of the ball. That guy was everywhere. Really had a really good game. I liked how he seems to have taken on the new system, and he seems to be a really good fit. So I think he's going to get a lot of PT this year. He'll be heavily involved. And on the offensive side of the ball, I thought Callaway showed some flashes at wide receiver. So that didn't surprise me. I was telling some of my friends that he had looked good in the open practice the week before. He had made he has a way of just kind of being open. So
Doc brought up Maurice Turner. I thought he looked really good. I think our 1-2 punch of Jawar Jordan and Maurice Turner is going to be really nice. I kind of worry about the rest of the depth there. I know we brought in Isaac Garindo. I wasn't overly impressed with how he played. But keep in mind, again, like we said, it's a spring game. It's going to be.
And we didn't have an offensive line.
The offensive line was really bad all night long.
Yeah.
But having said that, I wasn't too overly impressed with Garindo. So I feel like the 1-2 with Jordan and Turner is really strong. I do worry about after that, but we still have plenty of time to figure that out.
To me, it looked more like Garindo was maybe a guy that's still trying to play catch up. He looked like he was thinking more than he was playing.
I can see that.
I think he's going to be fine. I think he runs with a lot of power. I think if you get a better O-line in front of him, that's going to go. Some of those plays are going to go from nothing to 4-yard chunks, that's his bread and butter. That's what that dude's going to give you. He's going to give you tough yards. He's hard to bring down.
He's a third down goal line back.
Yeah. And I think one thing too, if we can get Eric Miller in the fold and get him at a tackle spot, Eric Miller looks like a hell of a run blocker. So I think that's only going to help our running back situation that much more. So, you got to figure a guy like, not to get off topic again, but a guy like Eric Miller, he already knows Brohm and he already knows all the run coordinator, pass coordinator, the O-line. He knows everything what this staff's going to expect of him. He's going to be able to just fit right in seamlessly. So
I see two comments I want to address real fast. Okay. See, Doc says Katarius Hicks. Did Hicks get in the game? I didn't see.
Yeah, he had a solid game.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I want to go back and rewatch that because
I think he's going to be
a lot.
Man, he's dark horse of that class for sure.
I like him a lot.
That's my buddy Chris's. That's like his guy is Hicks. He flashed a little bit on the scrimmage last Friday for sure.
This is the other one.
He had some plays.
Rivals
Brown on
Cardinal
campus?
Sports is on here. They say like Kewan
What's
Brown.
up, Ty Spalding?
Is
What's up,
Kewan
Ty?
Brown on campus yet, or was he an early enrollee?
I don't know, but they like him a lot.
They do.
Ty would know.
I like him a lot. I don't know if he'll be able to get up into the rotation, right away. I'd like to see Garindo or somebody kind of take over that third back, so we have just some depth
For
there.
sure. So Neil mentioned Callaway being shifty and Brohm said he needs to work on going north and south more. I would agree. It's like, is he shifty or is he overcompensating with shiftiness instead of getting up the field? You have to have a balance. And but I did like some of what I saw. Obviously, if I say I agree with Brohm, it's like, who cares? Brohm knows. But I noticed that before Brohm said that. When I was watching him during the spring game, I thought, man, if he dances a little bit too much, or at least he did in that game. It could just be an anomaly. Obviously, weather was bad, but I would agree with Brohm on that. So yeah,
Callaway was.
Ty said Brown will be here in summer, so hey, he'll be here for fall practice if nothing else. Man, I'm so excited about football.
Yeah. We've spent 43
we have to
minutes.
talk about basketball. Do we have to? Because I really don't want to.
Basketball is so confusing. Are we in on RJ Lewis? Are we not? I wanted to get into that, so let's just go ahead and get into it.
Here, let me
talk about football all night.
Let me end with this.
All right,
I had somebody.
Let him cook, bro. Let him cook.
Yeah, I had somebody text me Friday after the spring game. Not going to say who, but you all can.
We know.
About
go
it,
ahead.
And asked, like, what did I think about it? And my first two thoughts were Plumber looked sharp. He threaded the needle multiple times. Who did he throw it to that was in between like four guys? That was sweet. And then Jimmy Callaway. Those are my first two that I brought up. And I said the exact same thing Neil said and you said. He was shifty, but he needs to figure it out.
Yeah, he will. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. We can't keep I know what you guys are doing. I know y'all procrastinating on this. We got to talk about basketball recruiting. And I still cannot figure out if we should be excited or not. Like, one day it's like Mbako is going to commit this week, and so is RJ Lewis. And then the next thing you hear is the same people are like, I don't know how I feel. I'm about to hit the panic button. And then other people are like, dude, we're getting these guys. It's a done deal. It's just not officially done, which I'm the kind. I'm like, look, it's not done until pen hits the paper, man. But or at least until you announce it. Even then we know it's not always. But I just don't know where are we getting RJ Lewis or are we not getting this guy? Like, it seems like every hour it's different. Like, do you guys think we're going to get this guy? Have you guys heard anything?
I haven't heard a damn thing, but I'll just stay by what I said last week. Like, if we got a visit from him, I like my chances. That's the only data we have to go by, really. Yeah. So, to me, that shows that they prioritized him and they want him. And then to kind of coincide with that, we heard that we magically just like backed all the way off at Trey White, from USC. So I don't.
And apparently we didn't,
visit, isn't he?
And apparently we didn't because he's apparently coming to visit. According
now
to
we're hearing that he's coming to visit.
Oh. Well, maybe that means we're not getting Lewis, RJ Lewis.
That's what somebody on one of those air quote insiders, they either are or they aren't. I don't know. But a guy who gets information, he said he thinks that we are going to get a visit from Trey White now. And then what does that mean for RJ Lewis? Does that mean we're still recruiting him? Are we going to sign them both and try to get Mbako? Because we have 3 spots left. I would really like to see us go after a primary ball handler with the 3rd spot if we're going to land Lewis and
call Ray J. Dennis right now.
Yeah.
But anybody we want to call that
he's 6'2", so he doesn't fit the criteria.
Oh, looks
like
that's
too short.
I'll just say, 6'2" is not like a small guard. You know, like for our standards, I mean, we're used to taking guards smaller than that in the past and then working out extremely well. I mean, that's like 6'2" is a pretty decent sized guard. Like that's
Ty
pretty.
Says Graf did post that tonight as well. Travis regarding a Trey White visit. Shout out to Ty and Travis. They did a good job.
Is that Ty?
Is that Ty? It's Ty.
What's up, Ty?
Ty, no hard feelings on the trolling about
Sam Hartman.
Honestly, it's my fault. I put on the 247 board. I didn't think anybody would even notice it. Like everybody was listening, transfer portal quarterback. There was like people posting, like post it. And I just wrote Sam Hartman. I just said his name. That's all I did. So long story short, guys, we trolled Sam Hartman's name out there, and I didn't think it would go anywhere. I just wrote his name. All of a sudden, one of the insiders in our Discord, who's also on that board, put hearing whispers, and that's all it took. Next thing you know, I'm in my car drinking a Sprite on my way home from work, listening to Mike Rutherford.
And Louisville Twitter was going off.
Mike Rutherford says, hearing a lot of Sam Hartman rumors, and I spit my Sprite out all over my windshield, and I pulled over and got on Discord, and I said, guys, we made it.
What have we done?
Here's what I will say, though. The Jack Plummer, like, people were crapping on him a little bit. It was not because of Sam Hartman. That's just what people on Twitter do, man, because they were doing it about Sam Hartman, too. I saw Sam Hartman haters. They were like, I don't think he's any good because he sucked against us.
I'm going to be
quite the logic.
I'm going to be honest.
One bad game.
I'm going to be honest right now. After seeing Plummer, and
I'll take Plummer.
I like Plummer a lot. Like when you look at him, when you see him, just everything about the dude looks like a major D1 quarterback. And I know people can say some things like, well, this is a fifth, sixth-year guy. How could you possibly think that, you know, he's going to come out here and have like a huge year or something? Well, you know, he did have some unfortunate circumstances happen to him in 21 that led to Aiden O'Connell being the guy in 21 for Purdue. And then he ended up at California because he realized that, you know, that he wasn't going to get to play, and he was at the end of his tenure there and he wanted to play. You know, California was not good. When you see Plummer,
he wasn't good either.
Hey, I want to tell a story of people that are listening now. Ty told us on Rivals. He said, "There's a portal quarterback that's interested in coming here, and nobody's going to figure out who it is." And this guy Cards Hive went above and beyond in our Discord, like Sherlock Holmes at the death. And it's like 11 p.m. and he's like, "We got to have a voice chat." I think I know who to call.
I think it was later than that.
It might have been.
It was closer
we all
to
get
midnight.
this voice chat on Discord. We're all on there talking over each other because we can't see each other. And Cards Hive's going through this thing. He's like, Zach Soskin's following him, and this guy played at Purdue, and he goes through like 12 reasons why it's Jack Plummer. And I mean, I've always liked Jack Plummer, man. I was impressed with him at Purdue when I was hoping we would get Brohm. His freshman year, Jack Plummer's freshman year, I was impressed, but he struggled with a little bit of injuries. O'Connell did as well. So and they were both just really good. And that's really what it comes down to. And then O'Connell got hot and kept the job. But Jack Plummer impressed me with his decision-making as a young player. I like the stats at California, even though I admittedly did not watch them there. But, man, Cards Hive in our Discord, man, he laid it all out. And I was like, I actually believed it. I was like, that's got to be the guy, man.
It made sense. It made sense, 100%.
And then when it was official, like when it started leaking, like we were all like, all right.
Yeah.
We knew.
Yeah. Discord knew.
But it wasn't because of any inside information. It was just a really good detective.
Sleuthing. Yeah, no, I like Jack Plummer a lot. Like, you know, replay it, I'd probably still take Plummer over Hartman right now. I really would. Like, I like Plummer that much. I think if you
that's no shade at Hartman.
Hartman might have PTSD playing in our stadium. So,
I mean, I think you give Plummer a line, and you've got capable backs there behind him, and you've got a quarterback that knows Brohm's playbook 100%. You've got a lot of cohesion within this staff as far as the run coordinators and the pass coordinators and the offensive line coach. Like,
take RJ Lewis.
I know that there's been some people that said that we might want to pump the brakes a little bit because there's still a lot of pieces that are all kind of coming together this first year. And I get that. Like, I really do. But I think Plummer's in line to have a big, big year. You keep him upright, he is going to spread it around, and Jeff's going to let him do it. He's going to let him do it.
I'll go on record saying today he'll have better stats than Will Levis did this year, and Will Levis is going to go number 2 in the draft tomorrow.
Oh man. Well, okay, I'm reading that as I'm talking. Okay, never mind. I'm reading now. Now I'm reading. Let's see. Travis Wade says, "Hey, we're not talking about KP's Bahama Bullies. Hey, Bahama Bullies runner Mike McGee's. Come on now, let's get it right."
Hey,
I'd do anything to have the Bahama Bullies back instead of this.
I'd do anything to have Mike McGee's back.
Oh, I know what I was going to say real quick, and then I'll get to Ty's comment on here. You guys were all tied up for weddings on October 7th for the Notre Dame game.
Not me.
My next door neighbor, which I live in the middle of nowhere, and I have one neighbor. And so we become pretty close. I mean, honestly, if somebody dies, the neighbor's going to find, like, the neighboring family is going to find the other one. So we need to be close. But long story short, they're getting married that weekend in our backfield, in the field in my backyard. And so I have to be there to do all this. So we're all stuck into weddings, man. What the hell is up with October 7th being the day everybody in the world wants to get married?
So, question, man, out of the 4 of us here, who is going to be at that game?
Which game is it?
It's because you're young.
It's the Notre Dame game.
Hey, you need to propose to your girlfriend and get married on that day. Otherwise, you're missing out because the rest of the world, that's when they're getting married. So anyway,
I have 3 weddings I have to go to.
Ty says, Trilly Diamond's tweet has my head in a pretzel. RJ Lewis committing, but Trey White visiting. Yeah. And I know Trilly is legit. That is correct. I've been following that man for a long time. And he's not only he's not a Louisville connect. He's up there with the Slaters and everybody else. It's just he's not as well known yet, but I think that's about to change. He's been killing it this portal season, but I don't get it either. I'm guessing
is his rep pretty good?
What's that?
Is his rep pretty good?
It is.
I don't see much. I mean, I don't see a lot of his stuff come through my Twitter all that often.
If I had to guess, he's batting about 750 this season.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, and that's in a portal where things change at the last minute all the time. But I'm guessing that we're going to take RJ Lewis and Trey White if they both want to commit. Not that I agree with that. I think you need a primary ball handler. We do not. Sky Clark could be that, but it's pretty risky. I think we need another ball handler, but I could see him taking both of those dudes and Mbako, if Mbako comes, which apparently we're doing really well. I'm still nervous about it.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that development tonight from Graf about Mbako. Let's talk about that.
I have some RJ Lewis stuff if you want to watch while we're talking about it.
Apparently Graf said that he's still hearing a lot of buzz that it's Louisville, St. John's, and now there's some Rutgers talk. I guess that's probably because Mbako, plays in New Jersey, so that's their backyard. So it kind of makes sense. Give the hometown school, a real chance there. But where we've been thinking.
They've been pulling 4- and 5-star dudes.
Yeah, I know it, and they could get him. I mean, we'll see. I'd be lying if I wasn't hesitant that we will get a player from New Jersey Scholars. And I know that's Purvis's program, but it doesn't seem to be helping us much thus far. I'm very worried. And the longer this drags out, it just feels like there's another team that is, or there's a camp that is leveraging Louisville for a better offer somewhere else. Like, that's what it feels like. Or maybe, you're just trying to use that to get more money elsewhere. So then Louisville will have to come back and leverage more money, but now we're hearing Graf puts out there tonight that he's hearing possible June, after graduation. And it's just like, that's not,
come on, man.
That's not the development that we want to hear in that recruitment. at all.
If that happens, then we're out, man.
Especially after you told a boss to go walking.
Oh, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Hey, Doc says he has a wedding that day too. Yep. You know what, man? All right. We're gonna have to cancel the Louisville Notre Dame game or postpone it. We're gonna have to move it.
We're playing Friday. We're playing Sunday.
October 7th. I don't understand it.
Yeah, Friday night game. Friday night games are wild. I love them.
Is it a Friday night?
No, it's a Saturday.
I was gonna say, no, surely it's not. If everybody's getting married, I haven't looked at the calendar, but I'm thinking it's a Saturday.
So for Murray State, I'm not reading that in the morning. Going to work in the morning, taking a half day, driving up for the game, and driving back to Tennessee.
All right, let's ran in. Ty's got some more stuff to share. What do you want to share, Ty? This better not be in Baco highlights.
No, this is some RJ Luis.
Because he's not committing until June.
Cane's chicken.
Oh God, Cane's is disgusting.
No, we're not doing this today. We're not doing the Canes. They're gonna be our sponsor one day. No, RJ Luis, man. I'm just gonna be honest, guys.
Let's hear it.
I've given Kenny and the staff their props for some of the commits they've got. You know, Dennis Evans, Flowers, etc. I'm not really excited about RJ Luis. I'm just not. I don't feel like he's going to fill what we really need, which is another guard. I don't think he's a guard at all. When you get into this video, it's going to come up with some of his, I guess, weaknesses per se. Mm-hmm. Off the dribble shooting, he's 36% efficient field goal percentage. It's bottom 18th percentile in college basketball.
Love that. Right in.
He can create shots, but he can't hit them, which is not good. We need someone who can not only create offense and create shots, but score and hit those shots. I don't know of anybody on this team right now other than Sky Clark who I think can do that.
17% turnover rate. We love to see that.
Well, that just fits in with a Kenny Payne team, I guess. I don't know. I'm not overly excited about this, to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I'll give him his props where it's due. Dennis Evans, Flowers, those commitments deserve it, but I'm not really excited about RJ Luis, I'll be honest.
I'm only excited because this time, like, he's a replacement for Fabio in my mind. So is it the guy that most of us wanted? Probably not. But
see, that's a problem in and of itself. Fabio should have never. Like, we can get into it, but Fabio should have never been on this team.
I know it.
Just being honest.
And neither should Hersey Miller, because we're not getting his brother either.
At what point are we going to
walk on? That's fine.
At what point are we going to look at the guys that we have coming in, the guys we're looking at, and be like, are these really Louisville caliber players?
I mean, I think the problem we have, and we've talked about it before on here, is that the portal is the new thing. It's a priority. It's like 75-25. Like 75% of your time probably needs to go to recruiting the portal in basketball, and 25% of your time in high school basketball, because most of your high school guys are projects. And if you take on somebody with potential, my guess is if it takes any time at all and they have a point where they struggle or it takes them too long and they're impatient, they're going to enter the portal and they're going to leave. So you'd rather be on the receiving end of their upward trajectory than on the departure end of them never reaching their potential and then leaving your school. We just saw that with Kamari Lands in a way, whether it was Kenny Payne that said, hey, you need to move on, or whether it was Kamari. The bottom line is it didn't work. But we know in a portal, you can go after instant impact guys that you've already seen do it. And we saw the Elite 8 teams, the Sweet 16 teams. They were predominantly and overwhelmingly portal players and experienced teams. They weren't high school one and done types. So that's the problem I see with Kenny's figuring out the high school stuff. And people say it's negative, like, oh, now you're just moving on to the portal because you don't want to give him no, he gets credit for landing top 10 players, top 20 players in high school. He absolutely does. But you still have to go out there and compete against the Eric Musselmans of the world who are just killing it right now in the portal. And before I turn it over to you guys, I just want to catch up this chat real quick.
I was going to say we have a couple comments about
Craze. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? We have a couple comments there in the chat about Kamari Lands 2.0. I think that their games are similar. I actually think Kamari's a better offensive threat than RJ is. I think RJ is a better defensive player, in my opinion. That could be that could be just because he's got a little bit more experience. I think that Kamari was the guy out of this team. I've been on record. I didn't want Kamari to leave the team. I think he would have gotten a lot of minutes next year. But I think he saw what was happening here and he wanted no part of it. And I can't fault him for that. I think Kamari lands as an RJ Lewis with a higher ceiling, if you ask me. I think, RJ Lewis is a guy that has a higher floor but a lower ceiling. I think you kind of, with him being a little bit more into his career, you kind of know a little bit more of what kind of player he is, what you're going to get with him. He is long. He plays passing lanes pretty well. I think that's something that I actually like him as a complementary piece. The problem is it's not the piece that we need. Like, we have a lot of the same players and we keep doing it and we keep doing it. We come on here every week. We have the same conversation. It's like, where the hell are the guards? Damn it. Like,
real quick.
Give us some guards, man.
Real quick, Cardinal Craze, we can still talk a little. We'll wrap up with some more football, but we spent the first 45 minutes talking. We were pumped about football. I said, if you're looking for the football part, if you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe to the channel, rewatch later. We also will have this available on Spotify, on Apple, on Google Podcasts, although Google's slow and it takes 3 freaking days to get up. So by the time Google gets it uploaded, Jeff Brohm's going to have like 4 more 4-star portal transfer commitments. So we'll already be behind. Cardinal Craze, I miss. I'll have to listen to it later. I would love to join you guys sometime and talk recruiting. Hey, man, we're always as we expand this pod more, we'll start having guests on sometimes, I think. Right now, we're just still kind of rolling through it, learning we're still pretty green, wet behind the ears. But we're, maybe sometime in the future. And then Doc says, make sure Spotify pod isn't bugged. I don't know what happened there, man. It works now, but yeah, hey, Doc's a loyal listener, man. Props to Doc. He will message me. I mean, he's one of the very first ones. He'll message me and say, "Hey, this is and he's not the same Doc that's in Record." So I know people get him confused because that Doc actually messaged me the same day that the other Doc did.
Shout out!
Hey, I'm gonna listen to your pod later, and I got confused because the other one was messaging me at the same time, telling me it was a good pod, and I'm like, "What?"
Shout out, Doc.
They're not the same guy. So,
Kyle, what were you saying about listening to the pod and Jeff Brohm?
Jeff Brohm, we talked to somebody earlier was saying, when are we going to talk about football? Because I think they just entered the chat like within the last 10 minutes. And I told them we talked about it earlier. So we will re-upload the pod though, and it will be available on those other streaming platforms.
Didn't you say you might be behind though by the time you listen? Like,
because we might have 3 or 4 more recruits, baby.
Oh yeah. What?
There's another one.
Another one.
Are you serious? Who?
Another one.
No, he's fucking with you.
I'm messing around.
Come on, man.
But so to go back to basketball,
I have server host privileges. I'll kick you off this shit. Come on. Come on, man.
Man,
I'm already mad at Cavs choked, man. 3 games in a row.
So
go ahead, Connor, with your basketball.
So to go back to basketball, I talked to a coach the other day, and his thoughts on high school recruiting was this. And take this as you will. But lower, like not 5-star, 4-star guys, like lower level D1 guys are better off going D2 and dominating D2 and hitting the portal than they are coming straight out of high school and going to a Power 5 school. He said, I would rather recruit a kid that's averaging 30 a game in D2 than recruit a high school kid. Because once you have game pace, you're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, and why waste? Look, it's like, why waste your time with rebuilding when the guys you would be rebuilding with, like that would take time to build a roster the long way, are going to leave. So, and then you can replace them with guys and be instantly good. So it just makes no sense.
That's actually a point that here U of L 248, my buddy Chris, that's here in the chat. He's made that numerous times recently. He's made that very point.
It just makes
it's almost becoming better that you don't want to get these guys out of high school and then be their destination of where they want to go when they transfer, because and which goes to show you've got to establish relationships and then keep those relationships the entire time. You got to keep those intact even while they're playing, because you could be their next potential landing spot, which is messed up.
Interesting as well,
it almost seems ethically not right. It seems unethical, but it's absolutely true. Like, that's the way it's shaping up right now.
Well, I'll be interested to see how long of a leash these coaches have that aren't successful at these successful programs, basketball and football alike, because especially basketball, because with the portal, I think your time to rebuild is almost completely gone. Like you get 2 years now. Like you used to get 3 or 4. No, you get 2 years. And in some extreme situations, obviously not us, but some extreme situations, you might only get 1 year, because it's just like it's like we want good teams right now. And you used to be able to say, well, I got to get these guys in here and they're all going to be green freshmen. And that's gone now. It's like, no. And even look at football, you get 85 scholarship players or whatever it is. Connor, don't be correcting me about that. I don't want to hear.
You're right. It's 85. It's
Thank
85.
goodness. It's about time I'm right. Even a broken clock's right twice a day. But so look at football with all these with all the players we have in there, and look what Jeff Brohm's doing. It's like, oh man, we might struggle for a year or two with this offensive line. A lot of green guys, and it takes a long time for offensive linemen to, strength and conditioning, get used to the way defenders are in college. Jeff Brohm says, hold my beer. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get 25 offensive linemen on a visit tonight, and 28 of them will commit. And it's just like, that's he pretty much has proven, like, even in football, you can just reload a roster. And it's
not sure if
you quite like it.
Not sure if you mathed that right, but
no, I did that.
I'm not going to math that on
purpose.
Not sure if you heard about Colorado, but they need like
shout out Coach House. Coach House made it in here.
Couch House.
That's a Couch House, not Coach House. But
I thought it was Coach. Yeah. Well, he's an OG too.
Cardinal Cray says, definitely hit me up on Twitter anytime. Got an exciting interview this Sunday with a recent transfer commit. So if you guys are listening, follow Cardinal Craze, CRAZE.
Shout out Cardinal Craze, man.
On Twitter. I've seen you on there a lot, man. You seem to put in some work, so good job. How you doing, Big Pete? Couch House, you're a loyal listener, man. You are in here late. Now, last time Couch House was in here early. He was in here before I was camped out. He had a daggone thing open yet. He was waiting on me. But you missed a lot of football talk.
He must have had to clean up after today's events. That's what it was.
I bet.
That's what it was. He had to clean up. He had to shower, smoke a cigarette. He had to,
Yeah.
To clean this up and to wrap up our basketball talk here. It feels like months ago that we were celebrating, Dennis Evans and Trenton Flowers and all that. It feels like months ago, man. I'm just going to be honest, guys. We're a week away from May. It is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Feels like last year all over again.
It is unacceptable at this point to be standing here today. We're a week away from May with no progress, no additional guards added to the roster. It's unacceptable.
Was I not on here 2 or 3 shows ago, and I said that window to May is going to be rapidly approaching, and I said, if we're sitting here when we get here to May and we get here to Derby time, and I said, what you're going to see is that we might be reliving the same experience from last year all over again. And that's what all of us have been worried about. And we're trying like hell. We're trying like hell to give this staff all their flowers we're trying to give them all their props.
We've tried. We've tried. I don't want to talk about basketball anymore because this shit sucks. I'm sorry, it sucks.
Okay,
it is unacceptable where we are at.
We are a football school.
Get that short clip ready.
I don't want to talk about basketball.
You know what I thought about when I almost got my first turkey hunting this morning, and then that son of a bitch ran off as soon as I moved the muzzle of my gun just like a half inch. Anyway, not that I'm upset about that or anything, but I thought Jeff Brohm, he recruits like he's trying to win a championship this year. Like there is no rebuild talk with him. There is no we need to take our time. We need you guys in it for the long haul. Jeff Brohm does not recruit. Jeff Brohm recruits like his job is on the line. At the end of the week, he has to meet with Josh Hurd to decide if he's going to keep his job, and he has to go in there, and at least I can tell him, hey, I've got these guys lined up. Please don't fire me this week. That's the way that man approaches his job. And I'll get to you, Connor. I just want to wrap it up by saying, he recruits, and he has stepped into this program from day one with the mindset of, I am going to make us. We are a contender right now, and
we're a winner now.
We're going to be, because I'm going to make sure we are. We are in win now mode, and he didn't have to do that, and he did.
Kenny
and that's
feels
what
like
separates the two of these guys from me right now. So, Connor, go ahead. You want to say something? I don't want to cut you off, man.
So, one, Scott went in after the season was over and told Josh Hurd that he wanted an extension, and he was told that you don't get an extension for going 7-5 and losing to Kentucky. And Jeff Brohm comes in here, and day one is in California recruiting his ass off. And how many recruits did we get in the last 48 hours? 6?
I can't count that high.
12.
Yeah,
whatever. I don't know. It's a bunch.
We've gotten as many recruits today as we do wins in basketball last year.
The point that you're making is it is night and day from what Jeff Brohm is doing to what Kenny Payne is doing.
It's sense of urgency. It's sense of urgency.
And today I talked to somebody that said they believe they can win the ACC.
I believe that the way he's recruiting, I believe he thinks he can. And the way he coached that spring game, he ripped those guys up one side and down the other. He chewed them out in that spring game. He's coached that game like it was the ACC championship.
You know how on the broadcast, like before they go to commercial break, they'll show the coach, on the sideline or something. They'll be like, go to commercial break. You see Jeff over there, and he is cussing up a storm at one of the players. He is just letting them have it. I just mentally tried to imagine Scott Satterfield doing that, and I just I couldn't.
And the announcer said, "I'm sorry, if you
Ross. I'm sure Ross has a good Scott impression of how that would go."
Shucks, guys. I mean, we're just gonna go in and love them up. I mean, it's just dadgummit. I mean, these guys, they've been through a lot here, and they just just want to go ahead and just love them up, and go ahead and be we want to be a family first, and God first, NIL, nation.
I could just imagine.
You snooze, you lose, baby.
All while he's ordering a chicken pot pie at Cracker Barrel. Mm-hmm. All right. Couch House says, question for the round table, favorite football and basketball recruit in each class. So far for me, Keith Brown in football, but I don't know, man. I mean, how far back are we going? Thrash is a big one. Jack Plummer, obviously.
Kevin Coleman.
Then you got a lot of these linemen, but basketball for me, it's Dennis Evans for sure.
Jamari Johnson in football for me.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Jamari Johnson and Dennis Evans in basketball. I think those two. Jamari has the brightest future, I think, in terms of this high school class for football, and Dennis Evans has the brightest for basketball. I love their potential. I love their future here. So
for sure,
Jamari. Jamari's got a huge future. That guy's got NFL talent written all over him. He's you got it. That size speed factor is first and foremost number one. But
Time has entered the chat.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I just I don't think Dennis Evans. I think a lot of teams with Dennis Evans, when he gets in the game, they're going to automatically start scheming to get him on, screens and try to get him get caught up in pick and rolls and backdoor rolls and everything. I think it'll take him some time, but his ability to affect the game defensively is just going to be something that we haven't seen here in a really, really long time. He's going to be a guy maybe for 2 years that really doesn't have to score a point, but he can have an effect on the game. Like he's got a big future. He really does. So I am excited about him. Football, I mean, to me, it's Plummer. That's the guy I'm most excited about. Again, when I finally got to see him, not this past Friday, but the Friday before at open practice, I'd heard all kinds of good things, like a lot of us. And when you just see the guy and you just see the way he moves, he just has a swagger about him. He sounds like a quarterback. He's the dude. Like, he is the guy. And I have a lot of faith in him, but based on both history with Brohm and just the opportunity here, this being it for him. I think we could see really big special things from him this year. I'm really excited about Jack Plummer. I can't understate that enough, especially after 4 years. Look, I love any player that puts on that uniform for Louisville, plays for Louisville, puts in all the grind on and off the field, off the court, whatever, and wears that name proudly. Malik did that, okay? He did. And he drove me up a wall sometimes, but I'm appreciative of everything that he gave this school and he gave this fan base. I am. And I'll forever be that way. I will give him his props forever. But he could have been even better if Scott had recruited a quarterback to push him. And I'll stand by that. That's why I think that we are probably going to land a guy like Brady Allen. We're going to have another guy that's going to come in here that's going to be pushing. And it's going to be that way as long as Brohm's here. But Plummer is going to be that guy this year. Like, he is going to be that
shit. Come on, man. You got to call me out like that.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I wasn't the only one.
Kyle, it's time. It's time to come home.
I already admit I was wrong about that. But I was far from the only one. Now, hey, here's the flip side of that, though. I had to fight a whole message board and social media of people about Kenny Payne and all the things I was afraid of, and I was told none of them were going to happen. Not only have they happened, but they've happened in the worst way possible. But yes.
They're happening 2 years in a row. What do you mean?
I know it, but even before he was hired, I wrote like this. I remember on one of the message board, I wrote like a skeptic's guide. I still have it bookmarked on my page in case I have to bring it up. It's a skeptic's guide to Kenny Payne. It's like 8 reasons why I think Kenny Payne may not be a good fit. It's been so extreme so far. But to your point, Travis, other people, but yes, me as well. I was big on the Dion train. That honestly, the train only has one person, the conductor.
I think there's somebody
else. There's only one person on that train.
Somebody else.
I think there's somebody else that was anti-Brohm for a minute there too.
I think somebody.
Tron bringing up JUCO Jordan. Hell yeah!
Oh God.
Hey, Ty. I'm not even gonna get into it. Ty always wanted Brohm. A lot of us wanted Dion, though.
Me and Ross in the Discord were the 2 biggest pro Brohm guys. Me and Ross still sitting here today holding hands, happy as hell. I mean,
I don't know who the hell
you guys, whether you want me to or not.
We'll let you in just because.
I admitted I was wrong.
Yeah, you
Here's
did.
The thing. I was worried about his recruiting, and
come here, my babies. Come here, my babies.
I was worried about recruiting and defense, but recruiting obviously was I was wrong. Hopefully defense, it's looking pretty solid. And the way he's recruiting defensive players makes me think it is. That's one thing in the spring game is we were aggressive too. And that's something I didn't see at Purdue but Jeff Brohm did say in some interviews that he took some notes on some of the adjustments the last 7 or 8 games of the year. And he was going to implement some of those. So,
Trace heard Jamari Johnson's ass mentioned, and he He is entered the chat. Cards Hive has entered the chat.
Imagine if he played basketball and he was blocking you out. Hell,
Hey,
even Mitchell Robinson couldn't get rebounds on that guy.
Hey.
True.
So
True.
So mine is Jamari Johnson, for obvious reasons, and then Trenton Flowers because according to people on Twitter, he can play the one.
Stop
it.
Stop.
Hey,
you're done. Connor, you're done.
All right, guys.
Go ahead and log out. You're done.
Okay, hold on. But I just saw this on Twitter. The Knicks are basically the same team as last year, but couldn't make the playoffs. Now they're about to win a playoff series. I wonder what changes they made to the coaching staff.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh.
Hey, listen.
Hey, guys, we probably do need to wrap it up. We're getting close to an hour and a half. And
I agree. Let's wrap it up. Can we talk
time.
about the Cavaliers' funeral tonight, real quick?
No, we cannot. We cannot. We're not doing that.
My New York Knicks.
This is no NBA pod. Get that shit out
I
of
will
here.
shut this pod down mid-conversation.
My New York Knicks moving on. Cavaliers done. Play the
not
song.
gonna sit right
Bye,
now.
Ty.
Bye.
Okay.
It's Nerf or nothing.
Bye, Cleveland.
Oh, God. You mean by Donovan Mitchell, last hope for Louisville basketball. But yeah, I get it.
Hey,
You're always
Trez
been
is
a Knicks
still in the
fan.
playoffs. Chill out.
All right, let's see. All right,
Hey,
guys.
ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, man.
All right, so had a huge week, obviously, and it's not over yet. We got to keep
It's
some
not
guys in the
over.
fold.
It's not over, man. It's not over.
As Negative Neil, I'm gonna start calling him since he jokes about my pessimism. Negative Neil said we need to keep our guys in the fold. He is right. So we need to play good defense, keep the guys that are impact players from getting swiped by other programs, and then we got some dudes in the wings waiting for sure. Maybe we get some clear cut basketball news this week. I won't hold my breath, but we can hope for it. But did you guys have any final statements? We'll start with you, Connor.
We need a kicker.
Need kicker
and a punter.
Ty, anything except for the Knicks? You got anything?
Jeff Brohm's killing it. Kenny Payne's asleep. My Knicks are moving on, and my Jets are going to be great.
Ross,
it's been a great week.
You first, man.
I'm in agreement with Connor. We need a kicker. That being said, we do have Brock Travelstead. He was an Army All-American, 5-star. He had a big leg coming out of high school. We've not seen him cook field goals at all. Don't really know why. So it's time that we probably start seeing him a little bit. And I will say shout out to the Pink Seeks pod for posting earlier. It was yesterday, actually, that Khalid Al-Assad. Apparently, he's a local kid. I think he's from somewhere out in Oldham County.
I don't know what I think.
Okay, so he's with Bobby,
or
right?
He's in the portal or something. I don't know.
Bring him home. The kid can clearly kick. Like, I mean, if you go on his Twitter, you can see him. He's putting in work and he's kicking.
He's kicking 60-yarders.
I know. Like, the kid's got a big leg. Like, and I was able to actually find some like still photos of him from when he was in high school to now. He's put on like considerable weight, especially in the lower body. Like, the dude can kick, man. Like, and apparently, like, our special teams coach on the team, I can't think of his name off the top of my head at this moment. He's started following Al-Assad on Twitter. I would say that that's a positive thing. I would look to watch that. And if you don't know who he is, I think his @ on Twitter is @ Khalid Al-Assad. There might be a number in there somewhere, but it's KHALED. I think it might be _LAASAD. So
rewind that 5 times and write it down.
Hey, Ross, can you give us the name again? I don't think they heard it.
It's Khalid. Khalid. I wanted to get his name right. Al-Assad. I think that's right. And the kid should be a kicker for U of L, for his hometown. Just another great story. We have a rich soccer heritage in this community. There's no reason that U of L should ever be scrambling for punters and kickers, ever. There's so many soccer players in this community growing up. The grassroots is strong. Get us a freaking kicker and let's go. Okay.
Well, I will sum it up with my final words of saying I have no doubt that Brohm will get us a kicker because he'll probably have 12 kickers, all 4 or 5-star kickers on campus tomorrow. So, in fact, I want to end this podcast so I can figure out who the hell just committed, because I'm sure we've got 3 or 4 more since we started this damn thing. So let's go ahead and call it a good night. Go Cards, and we will see you guys next time. L's up.
Hold on. You can't get off here yet. Hold on. This party doesn't end. All right? Until we do it like this. All right, you ready? Here we go. Woo!
So everyone wanted to see a demo.
Wait a minute. From. Let's go, Brohm. Let's go. Woo! Go Cards.
I have nothing after that.
I have no clue what just happened.
All right.
Strike that from the tape.
Keep it. It's in there.
We've never edited anything before. We're not going to start today. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for listening. Feel free to like and subscribe to the page.
Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for listening.
Go
This will
Cards.
probably be available sometime tomorrow. Spotify, Apple, Google, and all that. Go Cards. L's up. See you guys next time.
Guaranteed to win. Look me in your eyes. I'm coming for your